I'm Chef Cardi B. I'm up. I see you like the again. While you was sleeping on me, I make 40 bands by 4 p.m. Baby, take it. Everything you want, I'm like a walking. I don't understand what this hate is about. How you go your man with my name in your mouth? I do the Maybach on Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday, that's just what plastic. I say, babe, it's a. He said it's a. Them pretty. You look like Beyonce, looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, yeah. Money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. He can tell from the front, I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway, looking like money back, 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 money back. With me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they all gang, so don't be talking sideways, sideways, sideways. Honorable C notes.
Yeah, yeah,
Buddha
yeah,
blesses me.
yeah. Yeah. Superstars out. Brand new cars. We by the bar now. Swing doors now. Smash. Shots and goals. Rock the shows. Big bang rolls. Cash. Now she go. For the team. Now she don't ski. Splash. Think about posting up on the ground. Man, the leader. Whole gang in the field. We don't do bleachers. Pocket splitters. Don't think I'm ready. You got that swag. You got that salt, then sell it. Free mind, free mind.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, second down. On second down, Freeman. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
He's going deep for Brown. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick, and I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Ball on the 30 as they come up second and 10.
Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. He's had his interception woes early in his rookie season, but sometimes that happens. There are great examples of guys in the past that have had those same struggles early.
You are so correct, and what the team and organization is hoping, we're going to see these woes now, but later when we're helping him with his Hall of Fame speech, we'll remember his rookie year and how things began.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a third down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
To throw is Ryan. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender is making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Carolina getting set to take the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one. A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Quan Alexander in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They'll set up to throw. Got his target, Samuel. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. He got 29 yards that time. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney. Hurry up, here we go.
Back to throw now on second and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Gone! All right, here we go. Blue landed!
He'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And Gano's kick is right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at the 20. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Dante Jackson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. Heck of a move and then brought down near the 23. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Watch you now, Barney! Barney! Set! Blue landing!
They'll set up a throw. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. DJ Moore, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Well, so it goes for a rookie quarterback. He had the INT earlier in this first half, but he bounces back with a touchdown pass.
And you have to like the mental acumen, the toughness, the fortitude of him, because oftentimes for a rookie, you throw an interception early, you're taken right out of the game, or mentally you check out a little bit. Give him a lot of credit for bouncing back.
Gano out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun, Ryan. He gets it to Brown, complete. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Falcons. Antonio Brown, 83 yards. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is. I mean, he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. Carolina getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He sets to fire deep. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a cornerback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Freeman again, a first down carry. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but, boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Now Ryan. And that is incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
On fourth down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Over! Detroit! Gone!
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And it's incomplete.
Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Vic Beasley in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here, 3rd and a yard. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Now the pitch to Freeman. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Well, we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen him bottled up at times. We've seen him playing very well. We've also seen him pop the cork a few times and get out of there, haven't we?
We have indeed. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
To play here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. The Falcons on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Let's go.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Buying time to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So it's a rare 2-miss ball game for him now. Normally one of the more dependable guys you're going to find around. Very unlike him. One of the better kickers in the NFL. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him physically or mechanically. He's just having one of those games. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw here. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route. With those faster passes and they're going that fast. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something? You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Clock running, and the Falcons moving with a sense of urgency.
21.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room? What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. This quarterback now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a 1st down here.
Set. Green, 39.
He'll look to throw. It's brought in left side by Tate. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Detroit! Detroit!
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. This is caught. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Gano's kick is right through. So it's due to time constraints. We move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. He has been interception-prone here in his rookie season. How patient can they be with him?
That is the key question, isn't it? A lot of it depends on the head coach, what type of defense you have, and just a general understanding of the makeup of him. But the bottom line is you posed a great question. Are they at the stage where they've run out of patience and now they get to demand production? Or do you continue to stay with him this way?
Get up!
Now Ryan on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible, because right now he is wrecking things for them.
And caught left side, Olsen. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Gone!
Back to throw now on first down. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
This quarterback now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Detroit! Leopard!
They're going to look to throw. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Leopard! Detroit! Over!
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer at him again.
3 down.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Watch him now, Barney!
They'll come out in the pistol. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more?
Watch him now, Barney!
McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Green 39! Green 39!
They're going to try and run. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. Flush to his right. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very solid gain of 27. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Falcons on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Now back to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Steps away. And now here is another interception. Dante Jackson picks it. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, 1-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick 6.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead is up to 15 now. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. Back to the air, Ryan after the pick 6. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now. Ryan eluding the pressure right. Got a man. It's Brown. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Ryan dancing to his left. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
To throw on second down. Ryan escaping the pressure right. Looking deep for Julio. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there. Hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Ryan. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Shane Ray. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. Flushed out right. He's got it at the 15. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That's going to leave him with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this.
Get up!
They'll give it to him up the middle, and he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Falcons cut into that lead. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Ryan to throw. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. But he will not get into the end zone. And that one hurts as it will remain a 2-score game here in the 4th. So down a couple scores, only 1 timeout left. You figure they have to get this one. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Second and 12, and you have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Set! 3-19! 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, watch 54.
On second down, Anderson. And an alley to run. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. This is McCaffrey on the give. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then,